Favorite Azure Arc feature? I just came back from Microsoft Ignite in Chicago, where we announced many new things for our Azure Adaptive Cloud, focusing on hybrid, multi-cloud, and edge. Things like Azure Local, Azure IoT Operations, and many new Arc features. So I had the chance to talk about these features for Azure Local and Azure Arc with our PMs and engineering teams and what they think are the best features. So let's have a quick look. Favorite Azure Arc feature?
Definitely the new disconnected capability. We have so many customers who have been asking for that in various sectors such as defense and so forth. So very excited about that.
Favorite Azure Local feature?
I think all of the tight integration with all of the Azure services. My two favorite are Azure Monitor and Microsoft Defender for Cloud.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
My favorite would be Azure Monitoring Agent because you can see all of this interesting information on your machines, on your Arc-enabled machines, and just your Azure native VMs. And I love dashboards, I love visualization, so that's for sure my favorite.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
I would say is the seamless integration with Defender, right? In today's day, with all the security issues we have and just getting that dashboard with all the CVEs, right? And all the issues that you have in your Kubernetes cluster, that's solid.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
Azure Arc enabled Windows Server 2012 ESUs. It's great to see how customers can use Azure Arc as they consider end of support options for 2012, especially in their journey to migrating and securing end of support infrastructure.
Favorite Azure Local feature?
It's got to be the reduced hardware requirements with the new release this fall. You can do just one machine with one SSD with 1 gig networking. It's super easy. I love that.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
All of them? No, okay. Probably just Arc enabling for update management because so many people use that feature to bring on-premises VMs and physical machines into Azure and patch it all in one portal is pretty amazing. So I see that use case a lot. So it's got to be my favorite.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
Azure Policy. Not only can you configure your Azure Arc VM, but you can also configure your guest operating system through machine configuration. Single pane of glass for your compliance as well as your enforcement. And we've got a ton of exciting features that we're going to be announcing at this year's Ignite. So stay tuned.
Favorite Azure Local feature?
I love that it runs Azure IoT Operations, which is a new stack for getting industrial data from the edge into the cloud. And my favorite feature there is data flows, which lets you transform your data at the edge, normalize it, clean it up, and land it in Fabric.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
For me, it's the capability to governance the hardware and different services that you have, because sometimes you need to better insights of what is happening in your infrastructure.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
The Multicloud connector.
Oh, and why?
Because it allows you to connect your AWS environments to Azure. How cool is that?
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
Favorite Azure Arc feature is the ability to split resources into resource groups, and then you can do billing to different departments. So my favorite moment was I was meeting with a customer and the guy said, wait, so I can split all my VMs that are in my corporate data center by business unit? I said, yeah. And then he goes, oh great, now I'm gonna bill you and you and you. And he pointed to all of his different team leads. That's my favorite feature.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
I don't have a favorite Azure Arc feature per se. What I love about Azure Arc is how it enables me to use all of the wonderful kind of like cloud services to manage my environment wherever they may be. So whether it's monitoring, whether it's AKS, whether it's SQL, whether it's all of these services that the cloud provides, now I can apply that to any machines that I have, regardless whether it's on-prem, in Azure, or in somebody else's cloud.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
Azure Arc SSH. You know why? Because you can even do RDP. That thing rocks.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
Machine configuration, without a doubt.
And why?
Because you can control the state of your machines. You want to consider them in the state, like if your life depends upon this server running, you need to know that it's in the right state. That's what the service provides.
Favorite Azure Local feature?
Hey, you asked me this a minute ago and I still haven't thought of one. I think if I had to pick one, it's going to be ARM provision VMs, just because that is the big promise that we've been making, is the ability to treat Azure Local like you would treat a cloud. design your deployment templates and use the same APIs and use the same methods and use the same tools, but you get to run everything at your site. So even though it is not super new, I'm excited at how much improvement we've made over the last year since the last time we talked about it.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
Favorite feature is Arc Gateway, a new networking-based feature that's in public preview as of last Friday that reduces the number of endpoints our customers need to open access to use Arc. It really helps with proof of concept and really helps with adoption. So favorite Arc feature is Arc Gateway.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
I guess monitoring for the cluster. I love all the insights we can get from that.
Favorite Azure local feature?
Hybrid AKS.
And why?
Kubernetes for all the things.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
Multicloud connector. It lets you connect your multi-cloud environments to Azure and be able to manage and operate multi-cloud environments all in one place.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
For me, it's foundational, man. I've been in the Azure Arc boat for a long time, but it is going to be inventory management, change control on files, updates that you can do with it as well. But ultimately, that lays the foundation for what we're calling Azure Local, single control plane on premises, inside of Azure, and in other people's clouds.
Best Azure Arc feature?
Monitoring.
Why?
Because it gives me this, what I call a single glass of pane, where I can see where all the problems are across all of my environment, no matter where my servers are.
Best Azure Arc feature?
Definitely it is Azure Monitor Agent for collecting all the logs and then sending it to Sentinel for security monitoring. That is the best, and that's exactly what every customer wanted. Secure their infrastructure using Arc.
Best Azure Arc feature?
The ability to monitor Kubernetes servers.
Oh, fantastic. So what can you do with that?
So if I have a Kubernetes cluster, I can apply a Azure policy. I can use GitOps directly from the Azure portal and manage my Kubernetes clusters running on premises.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
For me, it would be Azure Arc enabled Kubernetes with the GitOps feature.
Favorite Azure local feature?
Oh, I definitely am interested in the flexibility of different form factors, especially now with AI inferencing, GPU-enabled servers, Azure Local, excellent.
Favorite Azure local feature?
My favorite Azure local feature, there's hot patching, there's GPUP, I mean, I could go on and on. I will tell you, customers have told us that they are excited out of their mind about hot patching, so that's really great, and Azure Local has that, and because it's Azure Local, you get to run Azure Windows Server Azure Edition, and hot patching is included. There's no extra charge because it's an Azure property, so that's a big one. GPUP is also another big one because customers love the fact that they can use it for Azure Virtual Desktops, or if they want, they could also use it for AI for developers and stuff like that. So those are the two that jumped to the top of my mind, but there's plenty more.
Best thing about Microsoft Industry Solutions?
That's a good question. I think the best thing about Microsoft Industry Solutions is how Microsoft Cloud for Manufacturing helps democratize data access for manufacturers across the globe.
Best Azure local feature?
Network ATC for sure. It minimizes all the complexity that you have with configuring your physical hosts, and it makes it super easy.
Favorite Azure local feature?
Software-defined networking on Azure Local. This is an extension of what's already on the cloud with traditional network security groups that kind of segment network traffic between VMs. We're just extending it to Arc VMs on Azure Local so that traffic between VMs and between networks the VMs are on can be segmented and secured. So it's in preview right now, public preview in February and GA soon after. So looking forward to it.
Favorite Azure Arc feature?
It's a good question. There's a lot. We've been doing this for a while, Thomas. And I think that the best feature of Azure Arc is that we're able to jumpstart it.
And you can... Oh, wait, the camera is a little bit...
Yep.
Okay. Good.
Favorite Ignite swag?
What? Dude, I have no idea. I didn't check any swag. I hate swag.
Backpack. Potential backpack.
Can I say the red hat?
Yeah. Okay, ready? Are we recording? Okay. Favorite Ignite swag?
I would say it's the red hat, the reddish.
Do you have it?
I can do these. No, let me change because I said the red hat, the reddish. It's just like a red. Let me think about.